Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber, and today I'm coming on with a very specific purpose. I'm doing a small haul video because I want to make my very first ever junk journal, or maybe more like a shabby chic photo album book. I'm not really sure what to call it yet, but I do know that I've been watching tons of videos and I've decided I want to give it a try. So I went to my local thrift shop and I picked up this book because of these images right here. They are perfect for cutting out and using as like a little card or a pocket or a tag, and they're just so pretty, and I do like it. I don't like that they're back to back like that. I'm gonna have to choose which flowers I'm gonna use, but I went through the books that I have, and the images that are in my books I don't really care for because they're more similar to, like all of these I'm gonna use this back half of the book like this, and I don't want that in my journal. I also really like that this one has some vintage photos in here that are in a very nice green print that I could just fussy cut out and use. But most of the books that I have already picked up are the more photographic type, and I didn't want it to have that sort of a feel to it. But there are some really pretty illustrative pages in here. Let me see if I can flip through really quick and find that. There's some more black and white ones. Like, that's pretty interesting. But there's some interesting looking old vintage ones. I'm just not seeing one here that are more illustrative. But anyways, I picked this one up. I also got this other book here called The Green Kingdom. This is a children's book on flowers and stuff and trees. And again, it has more of that magazine type of feel, but I really thought this would be a cute little thing to stick in there. As well as it has different animals and things. This one has a water lily, and so I just thought this would be neat to have. It does have some photos that are black and white that I could choose to color in or leave for interest. And I just, yeah, I liked it, so I picked it up. Again, I can just fussy cut these out and use them. So I'm super excited to try this out. I went through my stash. I realized I didn't really have anything shabby chic. So I picked up this pink lacy fabric here. It is really pink, and I'm not too big of a fan of pink. But I'm thinking maybe I can try to make a flower out of it, or maybe a rosette out of fabric. I haven't quite decided, but I did like the edge of this is scalloped. And maybe I'll try dyeing it just to tone it down a little, but we'll see what happens. This is the main reason why I picked this bundle up, is for this really creamy, sheer, really dainty feeling fabric. I don't know much about fabric or sewing or any of that, but I wanted to have different materials to play with, and the reason why I chose this particular pack, it was $2 for both the pink and this cream, was because the pattern on here that is sewn into it, to me, looks like an abstract butterfly, and that's why I decided to grab this, because I would even just like cut that out and glue it down. I think that looks really pretty by itself, and there's a lot of this. So that's what I got for $2. Now my books were 10 cents a piece, so there's 20 cents. I also grabbed some like lacy curtains. These are valances. There was 3 of them. There was 2 of these exact same ones here for $2.50, because I don't have any like lacy trims or doilies or anything that's really shabby chic in my opinion. These have some really pretty flowers on there. And there's 2 of these that match, and then there's this one that's a little bit different. It is a different shade, and it has a different flower pattern on there. And yeah, I was really happy with this. This one's even more of a dainty feel to it. It's really thin. Like, I could easily just rip this with my hand. So I'm going to have to be careful. And there's not, I mean, there's plenty there for me to play with and experiment with. And for the price, you know, I'm not going to complain. Now, I'm going to do this journal album as cheaply as I can. And so I was lucky enough to find some Fabri-Tac for $1.50, the 4-ounce bottle. I've never messed around with this. I've never really needed to, because I've never used fabric. Now, I do use a ribbon a lot, and I am seeing that when I use my ribbon, sometimes it doesn't stick as well, especially with the Tombow glue. It just does not work. The Elaine's Tacky does seem to do it, but it takes a very long time for it to dry, and I have used double-sided tape, but other times it does lift. So I was lucky enough to pick that up, so I'm going to have fun playing with that. The biggest thing for my haul is this entire bag is stuffed with just miscellaneous things. Like, there's random things in here that no way go together, and I just found that very interesting. This whole bag here was $2.50, so I'm just going to share with you a few of the items. There is some burlap for the 4th of July, so we'll be using that at some point. There's a 60-year-old sign, maybe for an anniversary or a birthday or something. I probably won't be using that. But the main reason I picked this up was all these different pretty laces and trims, as well as this crepe paper tissue. And I really like teal, so that's really pretty. But all these different little trims. There's this one here. It's really dainty. It looks like a flower, and it's scalloped edge, which I really like scalloped edges. And then there's another one here that is another scalloped edge or ruching or whatever you want to call that, and it has flowers, a little bit of lacy there. And this one is, there's quite a bit of that. But I saw this, and this is why I picked this bag up, you guys. There is this lacy heart scalloped edge, and it's iridescent, already with a little bling on there, and that is what I fell in love with. And so for $2, there's a lot of this in there. A grab bag, I grabbed it, and I'm glad I did. There's a little bit of this really delicate, just heart trim. Super pretty. And then there's a little bit of this here, the same trim as before. So there's that. There's also some of this like brownish burlappy cordage stuff. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going along and pulling stuff out of the bag here. And then there's these really pretty sheer purple baggies that you can stick stuff inside of, and then you can just close it up. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to use it, but I just, you know, we'll use it somehow. I might not use it all of them in my junk journal. I don't know how many are in here. There's quite a few. And there's balloons in here, like hot pink balloons. Seriously, it's you know, mind blowing the things that the thrift shop seems to think go together. Or maybe this one person had donated all of this at once. You know, a birthday boy. This I will use. Obviously, I have a few boys that are gonna have some birthdays, so we'll see if I can use that for them. But there's some other burlap in here, really thick with black stitching. There's not a ton of it, but you know, enough to play with, enough to do something with. So I'm excited. And there's some really pretty, maybe more modern trim in here. It's like more sheer. It's definitely a different white, but it has these really pretty roses sewn on there. So we'll see what that does. And some of these I plan to coffee dye just to see if I can get it toned down a little bit on that white. Let's see, there's these border strips in here. There's two different border strips, and that was something else I was excited about. This one here is Ocean Waves Ruler by Borderlines by Creative Memories, and then this one is the Scalloped. I've never, like, really messed around with this kind of a thing before, but, you know, it might be interesting to give it a try in the journal pages. And the last little bonus in this bag here was this Tim Holtz Distress Paint, Pickled Raspberry. Again, I'm not too big of a fan of paint, but this here appears to be maybe a more of a purplish tone. And yeah, I'm just really excited to take you guys on this journey with me, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this haul video. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!